Hi, I'm attorney and sales lead Siobhan Jones, and this is Mood Setters, where we teach you how to get your prospects in the mood to be receptive to you. People are receptive to people they know. As much as we hate to admit it, people are tribal. Their reflex is to say no to anyone who's not within their tribe. If you don't know your prospects personally and you're not already a brand, one way to set the mood is to reduce the degrees of separation between you and your prospective buyer. You can do this by name dropping, but you don't want to be overt with your dropping. You want to do it subtly, as if it's a secret handshake. There is a two-step formula for effective name dropping. The first step is to figure out what you have in common. And the second step, again, is to point it out as if it's the secret handshake. You don't want to engage in influence peddling. My brother's the mayor, as if, your brother's expecting something in exchange for something, um, some gold bars or something in exchange for a new law. We don't want to do that. We also don't want to wait until the conversation is taking place to try to elicit a commonality. Do your research. We don't do cold anything, no cold emails, no cold calls, certainly no cold meetings. So do your research and figure out who this person is that you're meeting with and find out what you have in common. Sometimes you'll have big things in common. Same alma mater, same fraternity, you know, maybe some really unique thing that, you were both Rhodes Scholars or both White House pages or something like that. And other times, what you have in common won't be as exclusive a club, but it's still a club anyway, even if there are many members of the club. For example, say you're both women, you're both gay, you're both Christians. There's going to be some club that you have in common that you can point to build rapport with your prospect. Now that you know what the commonality is, it's time to point it out. Do the little secret handshake. I, in advance, wrote a couple down, one for a strong connection and one for a weaker one. So for our strong connection, this is where you're both, well, first of all, you want to go with the best connection, the most exclusive club that you have when possible. So for the strong connection, this is where you were both White House pages, and you're sitting down. The small talk part of the meeting is taking place, and you just say something like, "Before we get started, my research tells me that you were a White House page in the Clinton administration. I was a page during the Trump administration. Um, I wonder if our experiences were very different, And then the conversation just goes from there. You have a fun conversation from there. The second one is when your connection is a bit weaker, not as exclusive. And I wrote that one down too. This is one happens to me quite often. Um, so say the person I'm dealing with, my prospect, is a foreign born, English as a second language, male business owner who never went to college and makes his living importing bamboo from his native Brazil. So he's nothing like me. I am American born. English is my first language. I'm female. I went to a whole lot of college, and my business is sales training. So we don't seem to have very much in common. But there was one thing on that list that was in common. Did you catch it? Okay, let me show you how to work that in. Um, I would say something like, I've come to his office for a meeting, maybe as a lawyer instead of a sales trainer. I've come to his office as a lawyer, in my capacity as a lawyer. And I'd say something like, "Hey, I noticed you're pretty well staffed up here. Um, I need to know what you're doing because I'm having such a hard time finding labor to scale my business." Um, See, that topic is that kind of commonality that small business owners have in common. is something that will take us on a good conversation. He'll tell me what he's doing for staffing, how he's recruiting. Maybe he's bringing them in from overseas. He'll tell me something that will basically form our bond, and it might help me with my staffing issue. So that kind of commonality can be pointed out and can create an instant bond, the same as if your White House pages together, or intergenerationally you were White House pages. So that's the way you name drop. You dropped the name of something that you had in common. You could drop a person's name the same way, subtly, the same way. So this is a lesson that we do in our Rainmakers training program. It's in our forming relationships section. It tells you how to build rapport with people and get them on your side. You can learn more about Rainmakers at www.sales4lawyers.com. Until next time, bye.